You've been getting some good looks at goal, 11 shots over the course of 5 games. It feels like you're on the verge of a breakthrough offensively. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I feel good. Just trying to get in positions where guys can find me. Obviously, defensive responsibilities come first, with it being a center mid, box to box. With it being early in the season and with the road trip, I think defensive responsibilities come first, and then whatever you can get on the attacking end to help out guys like Seba Josie, our main goal-scoring threats, I think is a bonus. But as we turn for home here and start to try to progress in the attacking third, I think you'll see me in and around the box and hopefully, hit the net for a few times over the summer.
I know things change year to year, but back in 2013, you had 9 goals. It was a career high for you. Was there something that stood out to you about that season that maybe allowed you to have that offensive outburst?
Yeah, I mean, just getting in a rhythm, playing every game, finding that first one I think is important, and then just continuing to press on from there. I also got to take free kicks and penalty kicks too, so I don't know if I'm going to get any of those around here. But, like I said, I think for me it's about what can I do to help the team win, and obviously goals are a big part of that, and I do think they'll come, but they're not my number one priority per se. I think our team needs to get wins and find ways to be more dangerous in the attack, but I don't know if it's me bombing forward that's necessarily going to do that. I just think I just need to be a little more clinical with the shots that I've gotten so far.
And then overall, as a team, you guys only have 16 shots on target, which seems relatively low considering where this team was last year. And I know you weren't here particularly last season, but what do you think needs to be done to be clinical in finishing, like you were saying?
Yeah, it's difficult. I think the road trip has something to do with it. Obviously, us trying to just grind through it and get points. I think we need probably a bit of a breakthrough. A couple of multi-goal games to be a little more dangerous. And obviously, now that we've got Josie back and starting to get fit and sharp, I think that'll obviously help because teams will have to focus a lot on Sebastian and Josie. So we'll have more opportunities for different guys. But I think it's just getting into the flow, getting sharp, and getting in and around the box a little bit more. But when you want to become a better defensive team, something you can't score 57 goals like you did last year, or maybe that was how many they gave up. They scored over 50 goals, I know that, but they also gave up a lot. So there's got to be a bit of a balance, and I think we're there. And with some home games, I think you'll see that number start to go up.
I know you guys are still settling into the different personalities that are added into this starting 11, but we were speaking with Damien Perquis just the other day, and it seems like he's really come into his own, and he credited not only playing alongside Drew, but you in front of him. He said you being such a vocal leader has allowed him to feel more stable in his role. Are you starting to feel that partnership growing, everyone amongst the midfield and the back line?
Definitely. When you get on the field, you have to help everybody out. When one guy makes a mistake, we all make a mistake, and we have to react. It's the reactions that are very telling. No one's going to play a perfect game, and so when you can tell a guy to shift and try to help him out to make a better play, I think that's important, and we're starting to understand each other, the new guys that we brought in this year, and we're starting to get all on the same page and making good decisions and making sure that we've always got each other's backs no matter what. So I think that's a big part of us being solid defensively and us being very resilient in a lot of these early season tests we've faced so far.
Have you had to alter the way you play at all, kind of in the new shape? You guys run a 4-3-3 now. Greg calls it a 4-2-2-2 situation with Josie back. Have you had to change anything you're doing with that change?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have to be a little more focused on the defensive side of the ball for sure. Obviously, in Portland, we played with 3 midfielders, so we often outnumbered guys in the middle. And now, if it's just Michael and I in there, and last week, Jonathan Osorio on the right and Marky on the left, I think you start to figure out if there's a guy behind you with a number 10 or if there's a guy in front of you. Last week it was Lee Wynn was behind us in the 10, and Scotty Caldwell, for example, was at the 6, and you have to make sure that one of us has one of their important guys in the midfield at all times. And so you've got to make sure you win the midfield. For me personally, I've changed a little bit just to make sure that I get my job done, but I guess it's hard for me to say exactly how. I don't think anything's changed drastically. Maybe just a little more tilted to the defensive side of the ball.